Hello EveryDF! Generation 1 is by far the most popular generation of Pokemon. The original 151 are what started this franchise, and while they may not be your favourite, you have to respect that Pokemon would not be where it is today without these Pokemonsters. And Game Freak has never forgotten that. Never. Not at all. Not for 1 second. It seems that every new generation of Pokemon has some kind of callback to Gen 1, adding to those original characters, whether it be evolutions, mega evolutions, regional variants, or the newest Gigantamaxes. Gigantamaxes? The plural of Gigantamax. Looking back at all the Pokemon that have been given buffs in this gen got me thinking, which ones haven't? Who out of this famous original roster has remained unaltered for over 20 years? And after hours of research and long nights, or 10 minutes on Bulbapedia, I have found the 22 unaffected evolution lines, and since no one likes to be left out of the party, today I am going to rank each one of these lines from least deserving of a buff to most deserving. To make the rules a little bit more clear, there are 76 evolution lines in Gen 1. An evolution line is a group of Pokemon that are connected by one pre-evolved form, so Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, and Venusaur is an evolution line, or Eevee to all of the evolutions. Now an evolution line is taken off this list if it has ever had an evolution added to it, such as Munchlax to the Snorlax line, ever had a mega evolution like Aerodactyl, ever had a regional variant in Alola or Galar such as Farfetch'd, or finally if they have a Gigantamax form like Kingler. This leaves us at 22 lines that I have ordered. I try to order them based on fan opinion, which would make fans happy if they had an upgrade, but like every ranking in history, it will be slightly subjective. So if you believe the ranking should have gone differently, please say so in the comments. I'd be happy to tell you why you're wrong. But, without further ado, let's rank every non-affected evolution line from least deserving of a change to most. I know it's a terrible title, but I couldn't condense into fewer words. I'm sorry. Number 22. Ditto has always been an interesting Pokemon. With its ability to change into any other Pokemon and breed with anything. But that's just it. It can breed with anything. Where do you go once you reach the top? There isn't a form that could feasibly be added to Ditto that wouldn't feel just unnecessary. Like me signing up for literally any running race. Ditto is actually the only Pokemon in all of this franchise that I can't see getting any upgrades or changes. You see this? This is what peak performance looks like. Number 21. For the next 5 or 6 entries, I really struggle to order them, as they all seem kind of meh. Like, sure, they could get upgrades, but would anyone care? Most meh of all, however, is Seel. Seel has already been infamous in the Pokemon community for a number of years for literally just being a seal. That kind of laziness in naming simply doesn't deserve an upgrade. Upgrades are for good names, like Muck and Krabby. Number 20. This one hurt me. Paras. While I may love this zombifying little plant, bug, crab thing, few others seem to agree with me. While it has inspired some very nice fan art and has a great concept, it simply hasn't attracted the attention to be further up on the list. Even if it were, many of the most obvious upgrades for this thing, such as possessing its enemies, would seem more tuned to a Skylander than a Pokemon. Parasect is such a good embodiment of an infected insect that any other forms would seem unnecessary, except a version of Parasect that wasn't parasite-ridden. But I guess that wouldn't be Parasect then. Number 19. Miley Cyrus, the Pokemon. Shelter really only has that going for them, a really bad celebrity impersonation gig. Shelter employs to have been relatively popular Pokemon over the years, but have had really nothing that could be added to them that would warrant a new form, except a straight up Miley Cyrus with Shelter's head. That I would accept. Number 18. Gen 1 is ripe with poison grass type Pokemon. Fun fact, the only grass type Pokemon that doesn't have half poison type in it in Gen 1 is Tangela, which also makes it the only Pokemon weak to poison in the whole generation. While most of these poison grass types got something over time, only one was left in the dust. That's right, number 69, and 70, and 71, Bellsprout. Despite having the best Pokedex number tied only with Cherubi, that's it. That's this line's claim to fame. That and James had won in the anime. But while Bellsprout will always be in the shadow of the Great Carl, it can always know it is the nicest Pokemon. Number 17. Okay, this is the last one that was really hard to place. Venonat and Venomoth. Literally the only reason they made it this high is because a gym leader uses them. None of the other Pokemon so far on this list are in any important teams. Is that true? I don't know. And I'm not going to be bothered to look that up. And are you going to be bothered too? Really? Next is the first Pokemon that we see in the anime. The first living Pokemon we see in the anime. The first living Pokemon we see in the anime that isn't on TV. You know what I mean. Dodo is kind of a forgotten bird. Gen 1 introduced a lot of really great flying types, the legendary trio, Fearow, Farfetch, and Pidgeot, I guess, which kinda left Dodo and Dodrio in the dust. Dodo might not be as popular as the other feathered fens, but it could do more. What? I don't know. That's why it's this low on the list. Next up is Goldeen and those luscious lips. No? Really? I want to know who okayed this design. Who looked at this and thought, yep, that's okay. You know what? I'm not even going to dignify this with a proper entry. That Gen 4 sprite makes me so mad. All you need to know is Misty owned Goldeen, so it made it up this high on the list. But it's just boring. It is literally a goldfish with no crazy additions except lipstick. Why? Number 14. Next is another Pokemon owned by Misty in the anime that is actually kind of interesting. Staryu. An interesting quote from its Sapphire Dex entry. Staryu apparently communicates with the stars in the night sky by flashing the red core at the center of its body. This lays out so many opportunities, such as a UFO kind of Gmax similar to Orbitals. While Staryu and Starmie aren't phenomenally popular Pokemon excluding the speedrunning communities, there are still a bunch of options. Number 13. Okay, now we're actually reaching where it was way easier to rank the Pokemon, and at lucky number 13 is Manky. While most Pokemon on this list fall into categories such as Poison or Normal, Manky is the only Gen 1 fighting type to not get something, which is a travesty, seeing as it is also the only line owned by Ash, which should be a surefire way to get an additional form. Number 12. Nidon female makes this list, but it has exactly the same points as the next entry, just it isn't as popular. So, number 11. Nidoran male. For some reason that I can't quite figure out, the Nidoran male line is far more popular than the female one, but here we are. Nidoking does have a really badass design, and we've seen what happens when already badass Pokemon get Mega Evolutions. But Nidoran deserves this. I mean, it's debatably the most popular Pokemon to put on a Kanto team, but it has one really fatal flaw. If Nidoking gets anything, Nidoqueen must get it as well, and designing two regional variants, Megas or Gmaxes, would be difficult. While they have the potential to be great, they also weigh each other down. Number 10. Getting to the top 10 we have a really cool entry, a Tentacle entry. Tentacle has always been a kind of forgotten Pokemon. With Kanto's abundance of water types, and popular water types that, Tentacle never seemed necessary, except to be a Zubat of the Sea, which is exactly what its new form should be. Well, either that or the nightmare-inducing giant tentacle from the anime. But if you think about it, wasn't that the first Dynamax? Number 9. I wish I could say this is the last water type on the list, but I can't. I'm honestly surprised Zadec hasn't gotten a new form yet. I mean, it's a really popular Pokemon getting a leading role in one of the greatest movies of 2019, Detective Pikachu. How hard can it be to give this fan-favorite Psychic Duck a new form? Game Freak could even pull an Amazing World of Gumball and have Golduck Gigantamax into a jarringly realistic huge duck. Please, Game Freak. Please. Number 8. As you could probably tell from the last entry, we're now reaching the point that it is kind of weird that Pokemon hasn't gotten anything yet. But at number 8 is Drowsy, or more accurately, its evolution, Hypno. Hypno makes it this high on the list for a different reason than all the rest. While Game Freak hasn't given either of these Pokemon any special attention, the fanbase have, with creepypastas and fangames haunting the Pokemon community for years. Honestly, when I first heard of Hypno stealing the children, I couldn't sleep for days. Now, imagine a nightmarish giant Hypno in the same vein as G-Max Gengar. Did you do it? Great. Now just try to go to sleep. You won't. Number 7. It hurts me to put a demon this high on the list, but Kabuto needed to go somewhere. Honestly, I'm surprised after its Twitch-plays Pokemon fame that nothing ever officially came of that in-game. Really, with fossil Pokemon, there are endless options. We could see a form of Kabuto that isn't melded with rock. For those of you that don't know, all fossil Pokemon prior to Gen 8 were at least partially rock-type. However, since Pokemon technology improved, fossil Pokemon Galar aren't all rock-type. This is good, it's progress. Just imagine how cool it would be to see a pure water-type Kabutops that is perfect at hunting in both land and sea, or a Mega Evolution that breaks off the rock and shows what's inside with its real soft, slimy skin. Wait, never mind. That sounds terrifying. Number 6. Tauros is the most tragic case of any Pokemon on the list. It had the chance to evolve in Gen 5 with Boufflant, but Game Freak cruelly snatched that away and allowed Boufflant to become its own superior bull. I assume. I'm not looking it up. Maybe one day, our beautiful original bull will take back its throne. Number 5. Hey, remember when I said that if Nidoking got a new form, Nidoqueen would need to get a corresponding form? Well, apparently that isn't true for all pairs, as the Coughing line got their Galarian forms, while our Snack friends, Ekans and Arbok, were left with naught. It is a tragedy that would put Hamlet to shame. Seriously, look at all the snake breeds in the world. Game Freak, you came up with putting a top hat on toxic gas and palette swapping before you could find out what a corn snake is? Number 4. I've said it in the past, I don't really like Pidgeot, so thank Lord Helix that there is another early game bird Pokemon in Kanto. Spearow, the first anime antagonist. Honestly, if you think about it, in canon lore, Spearow and Fearow have been causing problems before Ash and Pikachu were friends, before they met Team Rocket. It is the oldest Pokemon rivalry, and you gave an oversized pigeon a scarf before you made a giant demon bird, Game Freak? You fools. Number 3. Okay, here we are, the top 3. The ones you can really question why they haven't been graced by anything yet. Honestly, with Game Freak's track record supporting Charizard, these monsters should have gotten something. Dragonite, however, does have something Charizard will never have. It's actually a dragon. Never mind. Dragonite was the original pseudo-legendary, the terrifying mythical dragon who is surprisingly adorable. While Dragonite also Dynamaxed in the anime before Tentacle, so that was the first one, I'm retconning myself, most other pseudo-legendaries have had Mega Evolutions. Just ignore these ones, they don't matter. Dragonite should have gotten something, like maybe just really intimidating eyebrows, so they don't look like a plushie come to life. Number 2. The runner-up, and actually the Pokemon that made me make this list, is Arcanine. Why? Why hasn't the legendary Pokemon gotten anything? It has consistently been a fan favorite in every game it's in. It has competitive prowess, it's cute, it has a cool design, it's got tons of possibilities. It met all of the demands, so why hasn't it been picked? But the real question is, why hasn't number 1 been picked? Number 1. Lord Helix. He saved us from the darkness, led us to victory, came from the past to cleanse our sins, yet Game Freak disgrace him by giving him a form that doesn't fit his design power. Because they know that if they allowed Lord Helix just 1% of his true power, then their precious Charizard would be wiped off the map. But soon, all will bow, all will know and look to our divine savior, Lord Helix. Okay, there you have it. The list is done. This part isn't scripted. I'm just going to be talking about the video a little bit like I did at the end of Pokemon Teams. There's going to be some background noise because I'm recording this like 6 hours before it needs to go up. 5 hours before it needs to go up. I don't have much time, and it's the middle of the day, and there's a lot of construction outside my house. So, sorry about that. This video is the most effort I've ever put into anything. It's not anything ever, but it's a lot of effort went into making just this. And it took a really long time, and I really hope you enjoyed. Editing took days and staying up late many nights. But I'm really happy with how it came out. I am very, very proud of this in general. I want to make another one. I'm going to try to keep these every week, every Sunday at 5 PM GMT or BST, depending on when you're watching. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to, especially when lockdown is over and I can go outside again, because I do miss my friends a lot, all 2 of them. I really hope you've enjoyed. This is kind of a niche list, definitely, but I want to make videos that I don't see a lot of people make on YouTube, because Pokemon is a very saturated community, and if I make the same list that everyone else is making, then no one's going to want to watch me, because my editing, I'm still getting started. It's not going to be as good as someone like MNJ TV's or Zyro, as I can't remember his name, Whoopsire, we'll say Whoopsire, and Mr. Cumbion and those people who have been doing this for years. I'm new at this, so it's really bugged me. Something with an E. Anyway, I need to get this video out, and it's going to take a while to upload and render, but I do hope you enjoyed. Next week, I am going to be, I know I just said I want to make unique videos. I'm going to be doing my top 10 favorite Pokemon from a certain region next week, because that one's going to be a lot easier to make. There's 22 spots in this list. There's only going to be 10 in that. I'll go into more depth about each Pokemon though. But anyway, I will see you all there. I really hope you have a great day. I will see you all in the next one, and ODF out. Goodbye.